to touch my cup. You're my sugar. Oh, baby, it's so sweeter when you stir it up. Oh, when I'm taking sips from your tasty lips, seems the honey there fairly drips. Your confection, goodness knows, you're my honeysuckle rose, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. This is Marco from the road. Literally, today I am on the freeway, broadcasting for all of you and hoping that my signal will stay strong so we can keep bringing you all the news about today's exciting release, which is today we are going to be releasing the TGs. This is a very cool little project. There's so much good about it that I'd love for you all to know about if you don't know already. So if you are here on the Discord, say hello to us and let us know where you're watching from. And yeah, get ready because we're going to invite you to learn all about the TGs today. And you can do so by going to TGs, that's TEEGEES.XYZ. And yeah, we'll go there. So make sure you check that out so you can learn about it. We got also our good friend Easy in Crypto here today, who's going to be helping us also to tell you more about that. Good morning, Easy. How are you? Awesome. Yes, sir. Very exciting day. So, yep. Again, make sure to get on the Discord right away so that we can get your POAP today. And in the meantime, I think we should get another song in here. From Miles Jensen and Tony Guerrero. So, our good artist for the TGs. So, take it away, gents. How about it, everybody? Miles Jensen and Tony Guerrero. Such beautiful jazz for our ears this morning on this beautiful Saturday morning. Hope you're doing well. And so, Easy, how you doing today again? Ain't that some wonderful jazz to wake up to today?
That was beautiful. I love jazz in the morning. I love jazz at night. We were just talking about what an exciting day it is. And we've got TGs launching today. So now I was just checking because I, had a little inside scoop, and they were supposed to drop live with a Dutch auction basically right now at 10 Central, noon Eastern, and or 10 Pacific, noon Central, and 1 Eastern. But it looks like the page isn't quite live yet. So this is very normal when you're launching a project on the blockchain, as we're still in early days, which is great to be getting in these early days with such an amazing, complete jazz ecosystem. So the TG's NFTs are really exciting because they give you access to JAX Jazz DAO, and they're supporting amazing jazz musicians, and they pay you JAX tokens back. So there's a lot of cool things going on here, and it is pretty complicated. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this page, and I'm going to let everybody know if it goes live, at any point during our discussions. But I think we can just, have a little talk about these TGs and kind of what they represent and how they came to be, and just the amazing things that they can enable for, the musician and the collectors and bands. So.
Yeah. So for any of our friends who possibly are new to NFTs here and have not heard the word Dutch auction, can you explain that to us?
Yes, I'm sorry. A Dutch auction is basically, it's the reverse of a regular auction where people are 10,000, 100,000, and it's just gone up from 10,000 to 100,000. No, a Dutch auction is it goes down over time. So actually, this Dutch auction would start at 0.77 ETH, and it's pretty quick curve. So over an hour, that price reduces to 0.07 ETH. So, but if you wanted, for example, the number, 1 TG that was important to you to have, like the first one, you could go in there and grab it at a higher price that other people are probably gonna wait, and luckily there's no gas because they're over on Polygon, so that's great. But yeah, so you'd have basically an hour where this curve of price drops down from 0.77 to 0.07.
So then the higher you bid, the more you can select, you can have more of a selection in the ones that you want, or is that that's the part I want to.
Sort of. Basically, the price is going to start at the 0.77. So that's where the starting point is. It's not necessarily an auction where everybody's bidding. And so the price basically reduces over that time. Yeah. Over that period of 1 hour.
Yeah. Right on. Well, thanks for explaining that. I know myself, that was a new word for me today. So let's talk about some of these great things that we got going here. I know that we're going to have a total of 7,777 with 7 traits, and we are playing with the number 7 here. So tell us a little bit more about these traits that we're going to have, and some of the benefits.
Well, the benefits across these are a little variable. So we do also have still available some of the founders TG's tokens, and those tokens are pretty incredible. They're giving you a JAX token a day for 7 years. They give you a really kind of inside track on everything JAX Jazz, basically the VIP treatment whenever you come to one of the events, whether that be digital or virtual. The kind of second layer, the TGs that are just launching today, those drop you 1 JAX token every week for the next 7 years. So you're still getting some of those JAX tokens back. Instead of 1 a day, you're getting 1 a week, which is still a pretty sweet kickback of JAX tokens. And then those holders are in what we call the jam circle. So you also have benefits, coming to JAX Jazz shows and events, whether again those are in the Regaverse or in the Metaverse. Anybody in either of these is going to be a member of the DAO. So basically, you're going to have a say in how this community moves forward and is formulated, in which kind of directions we take as we go down the road and make decisions. There's going to be funds from these sales going into the DAO wallet, and then there'll be funds there for those DAO members, those TGs holders, to be able to help in the decision making on maybe there's a musician, an amazing jazz musician that we want to try and bring in and help, get more, ears and eyes on them, and maybe they don't have the resources, and so some of that funds could go towards helping, in some kind of project like that. There's a lot of things that DAOs can do. So those are just a few of the benefits of supporting the amazing Jax Jazz project by picking up a TGs or two.
Yeah, I love that. And one of the other perks, for me, sounds exciting, is the access to the stems of some jazz, like some stems where you can almost make your own TG band.
Yes.
Some audio stems, and this sounds really fun. And I wonder, should we bring on our artist here?
Let's do it.
Say hello. Let's do it. We got, ladies and gentlemen, the artist behind the TGs, Tony Guerrero. Let's say hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you en route to right now?
I'm on my way to a rehearsal up
Nice.
in Burbank today. We've got we're prepping for another show.
Right on. Beautiful downtown Burbank.
Yes. Yeah. And thank you for playing for us this morning. It's beautiful to hear you.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And so we've got these TGs going out today, and I know that we are pardon all the bumps here. I know that we've got a lot of the sales are going to go to different places, and we've got mainly as the artist and the one who's leading the MetaJAX charge, as a lifelong activist for fellow musicians. That's going to be one of the things that we're helping you, we're helping other artists, and tell us about that. I guess being an activist for musicians, because I'll say, for anybody who doesn't know, Tony was very, in my opinion, very crucial to helping a lot of musicians with this recent, 2 years ago, I think it was, the AB5 thing that a lot of musicians had to deal with. And Tony was able to get right up front, table time with the congresswoman, the lady that was, trying to get this bill passed, and saying, hey, we need some exemptions that are going to help musicians, because this is actually not as good as you think it is going to be. So I thank you for doing that. But can you tell us more about, helping the music community in that way and others?
Well, I can't say it's something I've intentionally tried to do, but when you see something like that and you feel like you have an understanding of it, or you're willing to put in the research to it, something like the AB5 law. And then, really it's a matter of social media now allows us to share information, and obviously that can be a good thing and a very bad thing. But when that came around, to be able to step up and say, hey, everybody, here's what I've been learning, because it was a very confusing time. It still is confusing. And in fact, I remember calling the office there, and I know we're not just talking about AB5, but I remember calling the office of that state assemblywoman, and her own staff couldn't explain the law to me. So it was confusing for the people who wrote it, and then even more confusing for those of us who it affected. And so as I was gathering information, it just made sense to share it with my musician friends, and social media is a great way to do that. So that did put me out a little bit in front of the pack as far as people who were talking about it. And certainly it was the hard work of a lot of other people that got some of those exemptions passed. And but in general, I have tried to speak up for my community as much as I can. I've been in the business a long time. I've learned a lot of things over that time period. And when it comes to things like people self-releasing music, it's something I've done for a long time, and a lot of people don't know the ins and outs of that. And you think, I'm just going to upload my stuff to CD Baby and everything's covered, and it's not. There's a lot of stuff you need to know that protects you and gathers all of your money. And so I put a little book together for that. Just things like that I can. That's a free thing, by the way. Just you can email me or reach me, and I'll send you a copy of it. But it's just it tells people all the things to look, to have in place before you start releasing, or if you've already been doing it, start doing it now. Before you start releasing music online, and just a lot of things like that. And so I like having that information for myself, and I like I'm not a good private teacher as far as like music lessons and things, so I don't teach privately, but I enjoy teaching in a classroom setting when I can take a big concept and try to shrink it down or dumb it down for people like me and try to make it make sense. And so that's what I try to do with some of those things.
Yeah, I think that's, and I'll just say thank you because I think it's so important to help a lot of our musicians know that there's resources out there to help themselves, because not just about going and getting the gigs. There's a lot of other things that we could be doing out there to really help set us up for better futures, so that we're not just struggling for these little gigs here and there. So again,
and
thank you for that.
I need people to speak up too, because like things like this, the NFT world is not something I have a huge grasp on, and so I need people like you, so we all kind of need each other, and as we learn things
Exactly.
and learn information, we share it. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as I just learned a little piece of information, hot off the press, folks, the TGs are live. So it's up. If you go to either the Jax Blast website or WHALESTREET.xyz, you're going to be able to get to the TGs. I'm sure we can get some links in the Discord at TOKENSMART for people to be able to go over. So the Dutch auction had already started at the hour. And it looks like the price has gone from 0.77 to 0.5. So right now you could get in at 0.5 and you could probably grab the very first, one. By the end of the hour, they'll be down to 0.07, and I'll definitely be getting in. And so I did want to, share a little more about these, and there are the founders tokens left, and you would find those by actually searching on OpenSea for the TG's founders tokens, and those are the ones that were 0.77 ETH, and those get you in, basically as a pretty special member of the community here, kind of OG. You get all sorts of special goodies, and then of course, once the TGs are sold out, they're sold out, and there would only be secondary ways to get them. So you don't want to miss out. You want to get in, and by being part of our MetaJAX TG family, the TGs holders receive all sorts of other perks and benefits. So besides the drop of the JAX token per day, backstage passes, members only events and meetups, both at the live jazz clubs, conferences, pop-ups, in the metaverse, on tours, booths, real life, everywhere we go. So monthly drops of TG's comic strips, which I'm really excited about. Surprise drops of music stems to be able to form like TG little bands that we were talking about, which is something that'll be really cool for people to be able to make their own arrangements if they own a few of these TGs. You're also going to get, special first look at opportunities at the upcoming projects, and even more exciting, the the possibility to participate in bringing in new artists and user-created content the world of MetaJAX. So a lot of exciting things. And that also brings up another very important big point, why we're doing all this. And MetaJAX is, featuring world-class performances by jazz artists just to set the stage to accomplish its mission, which is to prepare the platform for completely decentralized, user-generated, market-making, and DAO-funded jazz projects. This is very important to understand for the MetaJAX community and everybody. Ultimately, us, the fans, you, the musicians, you, the fans, us, the musicians, all of us are creating this amazing community of music lovers. So just wanted to get that out.
Love that. Love that. It's exciting to know. I just went to the website to look at its live. And as soon as I, can access my phone again, I'm going to go and connect my wallet and get on there. I'd like to get one of these too.
Oh yeah,
they're really cool. I got to tell you, I really love the mid-century modern look that you got here, going for it, Tony. And we talked a little bit about that last week. And has there been any yet more development or thoughts on the stems that are going to be coming out?
There have been thoughts. There haven't been developments yet. I haven't done them yet. It's,
Right.
Actually, this has been my daughter's 16th birthday week, so you'd be amazed at how much time that can take up.
Oh yeah.
So, but I
can imagine.
I do have some thoughts about how that's going to happen. I'm going to start putting that together in the next week or two.
Really exciting.
Wonderful. I can't wait to hear more about that. Now, I know that music isn't your only cause, and I've heard that you are the founder and president of FACT, which is Fight Against Child Trafficking. So this is something else that we've heard about, and I'm just curious if you could tell our our viewers and listeners and supporters here a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, actually, I just mentioned my daughter, and for me, that journey started about 15 years ago when she, like the year after she was born. I remember watching a news report, and it was talking about child trafficking, and it showed these agents going into a brothel in Cambodia and pulling these 5-year-old, 6-year-old girls out of these really horrific situations. And I had never heard of it. I had no idea this was going on, and it shocked me. And then it also, it was so, the thought that my daughter, who I was holding in my arms, was that could be happening to her in 5 years was kind of too much for me. So I just started, again, like the stuff we were talking about, I just started diving in, trying to learn everything I could. And at that time, about 15 years ago, human trafficking wasn't a really known issue and wasn't talked about a whole lot. It is today, thankfully. But back then it wasn't, and I just kind of felt I needed to at least try to do something. And my original thought at that time was to try to rally my artistic community to get the word out. I knew that I'm not really a fundraiser. I'm not this. There's a lot of things I don't know how to do well, and but I know how to talk to musicians and actors and the creative community. And my goal was to try to get them to use their platform to just let their fans know about it. Whether you have 50 fans or you're a famous actor and you've got millions, to just try to get the word out so people could start learning about this and then hopefully be called into some kind of action. So that's where it started. But over the next few years, we ended up developing into an organization that had a really powerful board of directors, an FBI agent who worked in trafficking, and just really great, strong leaders. And we ended up becoming a fundraising team where we were raising funds to support. Well, the main thing that we learned was once you pull those girls out of those situations, a lot of them just end up right back there because they have no place else to go. And so the need for aftercare for these victims was the big issue. And so we decided to start raising money to support existing aftercare homes around the world. So we had a home in the Philippines, one in Northern California, one in Eastern Europe, in Africa. And then we ended up actually building a couple of homes in Africa that are still very well run, well managed. And so that organization is still active and still, or it's basically, I should say, it's still alive and still funneling money to those homes as it comes in. But the last 3 years, several of us on the board, none of us could do it full time. It was all part time. I'm not even part time. It was just as we could work on projects. And several of us on the board ended up having so many other things take over. And so we've kind of been still for the last 3 years or so, still accepting money from regular donors and still putting it out to those homes, but we haven't been as active. And so we actually just last night discussed getting back together to see where we're going to take it from here. And so, but it is a very important cause. And again, thankfully, there's a lot more attention being given to it. So, at the time we needed small organizations like ours, but now there's a lot of big groups that are taking care of it. It's not over by any means.
And incredibly important to address the fact that you guys were addressing, which is not just being able to get them out of that situation, but to provide some kind of help with, whether it's housing, counseling, and job training or education. I mean, that's huge if you're going to do something, to provide that full kind of,
And the numbers are shocking. The ages of the girls, the nationalities. I mean, you kind of think this happens in third world countries, but it happens here. I mean, it happens on the corridor you're driving on right now. All along the 5 freeway from Mexico up to, up to San Francisco. Like it's really everywhere, and the numbers are staggering. It's right now there's 27 million slaves in the world, which is really, when we think of, as Americans, we think of the term slavery and we think of the 1800s. But really, there's more slaves now than there were back at that time. So it's pretty staggering.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's a good thing for, you know, people to have the awareness of this so that they can try and,
Yeah,
you know, make a little difference in whatever way they can.
absolutely. So that I'm thank you for talking about
Yeah, thanks
that,
for
Tony. I
asking.
think it's wonderful when we get to get to know about, you know, the many sides of our artists here, because it's, you know, not just, you know, music. I mean, the human behind the art here. There's a lot more, you know, to it, and I'm glad that our supporters and fans have a chance to get to know you a little bit more, and things that you support and are passionate about. So thank you again for
Thank you.
sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, great,
Um,
great. And
so
so, go ahead, Tony.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, you know, let's so we can, you know, once again, we got our TGs coming out today. They're already live. We're doing that Dutch auction, and the price is dropping and throughout the hour. And you know, we have also got our other NFTs as well that you can enjoy from Rhythm and Soul with our good buddy Arturo Sandoval, and a Tawanda live album. So you know, the collection is growing in the MetaJAX world, and it's pretty exciting to see happen. So I know when I went to OpenSea this morning before our broadcast, it looked like 8 of the founders tokens have already sold. So I mean, that's a great
All
start.
right,
I think great. So wonderful, wonderful.
absolutely.
But hmm
And
so
these
easy, go ahead, take it.
the standard TGs to get you into, you know, the, what are we calling it? I think it's the jam circle, I think, is
Jam
when you,
circle. Hmm.
yeah, when you pick up one of these TGs. So I've been keeping my eye on it, kind of out of the corner of my eye. Just dropped down to 0.39, so we're getting closer, we're getting lower, and it's just so amazing, you know. So, you know, the proceeds from these TG sales, you know, go to different places. One is to support the artist Tony Guerrero, who is, you know, leading the charge in the MetaJAX kind of artistic and musical area, and as well as doing amazing activism like we just heard about. So really great to be able to support Tony. TG's the DAO treasury will also be funded by this, and then the holders of the TGs will be able to decide where those funds go. So that's, you know, that's the power of DAOs. And then the Whale Street DAO treasury as well, and that'll help to innovate more user-friendly solutions on the platform and to support the production of over 24 projects this year. So pretty incredible stuff.
Nice, nice, nice. It's great to hear that we're helping, doing a lot, building here, and it's all possible with everybody here who's supporting. Those of you who watch and join us on Discord, those of you who are, you know, getting these, minting these NFTs, and helping the Jax MetaJax world to grow. And thanks to all the partners who have helped and have teamed up to help the you know, the behind the scenes things that are happening. There's a lot of people working to make this happen. So just thank you, everybody. We're very grateful for what you're making possible. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I think that's it about for me. Easy. I gotta cash out here in a second here, and go to get ready to rehearsal. Get
No
ready to go to rehearsal.
problem.
But is there
Always,
anything else we should go over, or are we good for the day?
well, always a great to get to hang out with you on these, you know, Saturdays and listen to some jazz and
Yes,
talk
sir.
about, you know, just the world and the world of Web3. So if you got to jump, I can probably kind of take us out with our closing statements here, and then I think we get a little
All right.
more music. Yeah, all
Hey, we
right.
got some music. All right.
Yeah, all
Wonderful,
right.
wonderful. So
So I'll close it out for us today, so you can keep your eyes on the road and see you
all right.
next week. But yeah,
We'll
so
see
you
ya.
know, like MetaJAX itself, the TG's PFP membership series is produced by jazz musicians for jazz musicians and those of us who love them so much, and offering such great benefits. So you know, jazz is the foundation of all modern music and will be with us as a major influence on music for generations to come. Our MetaJAX programs, projects, and productions are created to do the same. We believe that acceptable music will also be an exceptional store of value. Besides our TG's NFTs dropping today, MetaJAX Music NFTs are unique because you share in true ownership and the rewards with the artists and the performers. MetaJAX becomes less as you become greater. So this is a new paradigm we're living in. You can become a stakeholder in songs from our new album with 10-time Grammy Award winner Arturo Sandoval, called Rhythm and Soul. You can also become a stakeholder in Tawanda and her live at the Crypto Jazz Festival album. Tawanda was the 2021 Sarah Vaughan International Jazz Vocal Competition winner. Tawanda is incredible. Remember, the JAX token is only available by staking your silver NFTs or holding one of the exclusive TGs. All these minting exclusively at WHALESTREET.xyz. So get into the game of real music. Go to tgs.xyz and get your TG's NFT. Why not switch up that PFP after? Because, you know, you've been wearing that and fly your jazz flag as a TG's PFP owner. So I'll be picking one up soon. The price is slowly going down. I think it's time for Miles and Tony to take us out.
lips seems the honey that fairly drips. 'Cause your confection, goodness knows, you're my honeysuckle rose, yeah.